Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel with Dinosaur School. We are very excited to have you here again and welcome. Today we have our friend Molly that's here visiting, and she's going to be talking about a pretty big word that's called doing wrong. Now, doing wrong is something that you make bad choices. For example, not listening to your mom or your dad, maybe hitting someone, right? Those are bad choices. And it's something that we call doing wrong. But I don't want to share it all because I know Molly is very excited to be here to talk more about it. So on the count of three, let's wake her up. 1, 2, 3. Molly, wake up. Molly, wake up. Molly, wake up, wake up, wake up. Molly, wake up. Molly, wake up. Molly, wake up. It's time for school. Well, hi there, Molly. How are you today?
Well, hi there, Miss Roxy, and hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here with everyone and everyone that's watching us. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah, we're very excited to see you today, Molly. And I was just mentioning to our friends who are watching that today's lesson is very important, and it's about the word called doing wrong.
Oh, yeah. Um, well, doing wrong, this could be like something that brings you some thumbs down feelings. For example, when you don't share, or maybe you tell someone that you don't want to be their friends.
Yeah, that could be very hurtful, Molly. You're right. And it's something that could bring us some thumbs down feelings.
Yeah, and well, whenever we make good choices, that gives us thumbs up feelings because we want to do what's right.
You're right, Molly. And maybe something that could be a good choice could be listening to your parents, listening to your teachers at school, right? Following directions. Those are things that you want to do, and they give us some thumbs up feelings. And Molly, I know that you wanted to share with our friends something happened to our friend Wally this week. Are you ready to share with them?
Oh, yeah, it reminds me. Well, you know that Wally is my half brother, and I care about him so much. And well, he had something that happened at school or at home the other day. And you see, in our neighborhood, there has been some boys that have been playing with some new toys. Like one of them even has a really red, shiny bike. It looks really cool, and I know because Wally has told me about it. And you see, Wally really has been wanting to be their friends so that he can play with them.
Oh, I see, Molly. So Wally has been really wanting to play with them. And well, what happened?
Well, you see, Molly, he was in front of his house in the yard, and our mom had told him that he needed to stay in the front yard. He couldn't go anywhere else. But you see, Wally had had a feeling inside that those boys liked to do things that were wrong.
Oh, you think so, Molly? So Wally had a feeling that those boys like to do something wrong, so it was as if he wasn't sure if he wanted to be their friends. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he didn't really know if he wanted to be their friends, and he knew that they had really cool toys, but he just wasn't sure. And the other day, when when our mom said that he could only play in the front yard, those boys came over and they told him, "Hey, Wally, come play with us. You can even borrow our bikes." Well, Wally knew that in order to do the right thing, he needed to remember what my mom said. And well, Wally told them, "No, thank you. My mom said that I need to play here in the front yard and I can't go anywhere else."
And what did the boy say, Molly? I'm really glad that Wally listened to your mom and he was able to make that right choice. And what did the boy say?
Well, the boys started making fun of Wally, and they called him a baby and said, Wally, just come with us. Your mom won't even notice that you're gone. Wally felt really sad inside because he really wanted to play, but he also felt upset because those boys were trying to get Wally to do something that was wrong.
You're right, Molly. I can see how Wally was feeling both sad and upset because they were trying to get him to do something that wasn't right, right? So it's like that word that we mentioned, doing something wrong, and Wally didn't want to do that.
Yeah, so Wally took a deep breath like this, and he told them, no, thank you. And he went back inside into the house.
Wow, Molly, I am so proud that Wally made that good choice and he was able to listen to his mom and he was able to go inside, right?
Yeah, and well, he ended up telling my mom, and my mom felt so proud of him for making the right choice. And Wally said it's okay that I didn't get to play with them, but he still had fun playing by himself in the front yard.
Oh, I bet he did, Molly. I'm so glad to hear that, and I'm glad that it worked out for Wally. Now, you know what, Molly? I brought a book today to share with my friends. It's called Izzy, the Very Bad Burglar.
Oh, what's a burglar?
Well, a burglar is someone who steals, and someone who steals doesn't make good choices, right? Stealing is doing something wrong.
Well, that doesn't sound very friendly or like a good person.
You're right, Molly, but I promise you, the book, she ends up being a good person, I promise you. So we are going to read this book for our friends. So I'm going to put you down here, Molly. Molly's going to be paying attention, so we are going to go ahead and read our story today. So I will read it and then I'll show you the pictures, my friends. Sunnyside Lane was dark. All was silent and still, but if you look closely, you'd see hiding in a tangly tall tree a little burglar and her friend Frog, which is right over here. I don't know if you can see it. It's very small. Izzy was by nature a very good girl, and Frog was a very kind frog. But as everyone knows, burglars are unkind and must do mean things. Izzy came from a family of excellent burglars. Her granny had been a famous cat burglar. Her uncle had picked pockets all across the world. And even her little cousin was a notorious bank robber. But every time Izzy took something that didn't belong to her, she got a bad feeling in her stomach that wouldn't go away. Izzy tried to tell her parents about the bad feeling, but whenever she mentioned it, they would scold her and grind her teeth and tell her she must be a good burglar. So Izzy found ways to make the funny feeling in her stomach go away. Whenever she burgled a house, she also did something nice for the family, hoping this would make it not quite so bad when they got home. But after a while, that funny feeling would come back again. So it looks like Izzy was still trying to make good choices even though she had to steal. She knew that it was the wrong thing to do. When they started to make the beds and dust, wash the dishes, and do the laundry, so when the family came home, some of their things would be done. But at least they wouldn't have any chores to do. But after a while, that funny feeling would come back again. So Izzy also started baking her special double chocolate brownies with gooey caramel chunks. Yummy. But when the family realized they had someone stealing their stuff, At least they would have a nice, tidy house with no chores to do and something sweet to eat. But after a while, that funny feeling would come back again. So I can see how Izzy is really trying. Frog suggested that while Izzy cleaned and dusted and baked, he could do some gardening so that when the family came home, they would have been robbed, but the house would be tidy. All the chores would be done. There'd be a table of delicious desserts to eat, and there would be new plants in the yard to cheer them up. But after a while, that funny feeling would come back again. Izzy and Frog grew more and more tired, and Izzy's mom and dad grew more and more impatient of waiting in their car. I don't know how much longer we can keep this up, Frog, said Izzy, as she finished the family portrait she just painted, and as Frog curled Mrs. Bumble's eyelashes, nothing was making the funny feeling go away. So it looks like she kept having thumbs down feelings. And soon Sunnyside Lane didn't seem quite as silent and as it had been. Izzy was sure that people could hear voices in the dark, or that they could hear voices in the dark. They were convinced that they were being watched by everyone. "They're on to us, Frog," Izzy shivered. "They're going to throw us in jail." But when they listened more closely, they were surprised at what everyone was saying. I'm sorry. So you see they're trying to run away? And they thought everyone in their houses were watching and talking about them. What they were actually saying was, "It's our turn, Mrs. Stevens. You got robbed last week. Put the TV near the window so they can see it. I wish I had the receipt for those brownies." "What's going on?" Izzy called bravely into the dark. "Shh, they'll hear us." You see the eyes? Eyes right there. "You will come and rob our house," everyone shouted. "But aren't you upset about all your missing things?" asked Izzy as the families piled into the street. "Oh no," they said, they all. "We had far too much clutter anyway." Suddenly felt very tired. "But I'm a burglar," said Izzy hopelessly, "from a long line of burglars, and burglars aren't meant to be good." Then suddenly Izzy realized how she might be able to make the bad feeling in her stomach go away. So let's think, what is Izzy going to do? Izzy and Frog turned out to be such fantastic burglars that all the families on Sunnyside Lane wanted them to visit. And Izzy never had that bad feeling in her stomach again. So it looks like instead of stealing, Izzy and the frog started helping cleaning people's houses, washing their dogs. Right, so they started helping instead of stealing. So it sounds like she was able to make better choices. And even though she was having those thumbs down feelings and doing the wrong thing, she was able to change that and make better choices. All right, my friends, thank you so much for watching today, our YouTube lesson. And I hope that you were able to remember that doing something wrong or making bad choices brings us some thumbs down feelings. So we want to remember by making good choices and listening to our parents, our teachers, and following directions, right? All those things gives us thumbs up feelings. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all next week. Bye.